Wiltshire Music Centre, we're delighted to be welcoming Cordelia Williams as a part of our Spring-Summer 2022 season. She'll be joining us on Saturday the 12th of February for a concert that you can catch either in the room or on live stream. And we're delighted to welcome today Katie Hamilton, who is joining us to talk about the music in the recital, and specifically Schubert's Piano Sonata in A Major, which forms a central part of the programme. Now, Franz Schubert is obviously such an important figure in Romantic music and in piano music more generally as well.
He is, and he's also right at the beginning of the 19th century. So he's born in 1797. He's young when he writes this piece. He dies young, in fact. He writes this piece probably in about 1819, so he's in his early 20s, and he goes away on holiday to outside of Vienna into the countryside of Austria, and probably writes it for a specific person, the daughter of a family that he spends time with. They make music together, they have meals together, and he writes this piece. It's one of really quite a lot of piano sonatas that he writes over the course of his career, which, as you say, have a big influence on the composers who come after him, like Schumann and Chopin and Brahms later in the 19th century.
So can you talk a little bit then about the prominence of amateur music making within his style and within the style of other composers throughout this period? Obviously, this was written for someone who wasn't a professional pianist.
Yeah, and it's funny, we tend to think of the word amateur now as possibly meaning, not so good as a professional. But actually, if you think about it, early 19th century, there's no recording. It's not like if you want to hear a piece of music, you can go and stick on a CD or stream something on Spotify. So people made music themselves as a way of entertaining themselves, as a way of proving that they were kind of cultured. They would learn instruments to prove that they had kind of cultural cachet, that they could show off socially. And also because it was fun. It was a convivial thing they could do together. So Schubert, he writes symphonies, he writes larger scale works, but during his lifetime, he's primarily famous for pieces that people can play and sing at home. Lots of songs, but also lots of piano music, sonatas like this one, and then also dances and music for piano duet, and lots of pieces that people could engage with in their own space and have fun with playing themselves.
So this sonata in A major, what can we listen out for in this piece?
Well, one of the big characteristics of this piece, and something that you find in an awful lot of Schubert's music, is a real focus on melody. So the first movement in particular is really singing, warm opening tune that comes back all the way through it. We've got a very, very tender second movement, very gentle. And then in the third movement, really quite a lot of fireworks, scales, fast movement up and down the piano. The pianist in question was a young woman called Josefina von Koller. And one of the things that's interesting about looking at the piece now, and I'm sure when Cordelia plays it, is that clearly Josefina was really quite a good pianist, because to be able to deal with some of the fireworks in the last movement, she would have had to get her fingers around the piano very quickly. But overall, it's a really good-natured piece. Very gentle, very charming, lots of wonderful singing tunes to listen out for.
Well, we're really looking forward to hearing it at Cordelia Williams' piano recital at Wiltshire Music Centre on Saturday the 12th of February.